माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, भारत माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय, कलका माता की जय.
Defense Ministry gives nod to Rs 30,000 crore UAV drone deal. Two firms to share contract. Local production, exports in focus. The Defense Ministry's recent approval of a Rs 30,000 crore contract for long-range drones is set to revolutionize the UAV manufacturing sector in India, according to an ET report. Two manufacturers will share the order, establishing separate production facilities capable of handling future expansions and export opportunities. Defense Minister Rajnath Singh-led Defense Acquisition Council, or DAC, has approved the procurement of 87 indigenously manufactured medium-altitude long-endurance drones. These aircraft will perform various functions including reconnaissance, electronic warfare operations, and precision strike missions, the report said. The armed forces will soon issue an expression of interest for Indian companies to participate in the bidding process. Following this, trials will be conducted before proceeding to final commercial negotiations. According to ET sources, the DSC has determined that the contract should be divided between two competing firms. The total order value, expected to exceed Rs 30,000 crore, will be distributed between the two lowest bidders in a 64:36 ratio, with the primary contractor receiving the larger portion. This arrangement will establish two distinct mail manufacturing facilities in India, allowing for quick production scaling when required. The selected companies must ensure local manufacturing of aerostructures and primary components, whilst engines must be assembled and tested within India. Additionally, critical military components such as electro-optical payloads and satellite communications equipment must be produced domestically to ensure supply chain reliability and security. India's defense revolution. From world's top importer to rising global arms exporter. Once the world's largest arms importer, India is now undergoing a historic transformation in its defense sector. Driven by the ambitious Atmanirbhar Bharat, Self-Reliant India campaign and sweeping policy reforms, the country is rapidly shifting from foreign dependency to indigenous defense manufacturing and global export leadership. A strategic shift decades in the making. In the decades following independence, India's military relied almost entirely on imported equipment, from the Soviet-era MiG fighter jets to Swedish Bofors guns. More than two-thirds of its defense inventory came from abroad, leaving India strategically vulnerable. That began to change in 2014 with the launch of Make in India, which prioritized defense manufacturing. Today, over 65% of India's defense equipment is domestically produced, a figure that continues to grow with every fiscal year. Production and procurement surge. India's defense production has skyrocketed. Rs 1.51 lakh crore in output recorded in FY 2024-25, an 18% rise from the previous year. The target, Rs 3 lakh crore by FY 2029. On the procurement front, the Ministry of Defence signed a record 1,77,000 contracts worth Rs 1.68 lakh crore in FY 2024-25, most of them with Indian companies under the revised Defence Acquisition Procedure DAP 2020, which gives top priority to Buy Indian IDDM. Key policy pillars driving growth. India's push for defence self-reliance is underpinned by an evolving policy and institutional ecosystem. DPEP 2020 aims for Rs 3 lakh crore in production and Rs 50,000 crore in exports by 2029. Positive indigenization lists. Over 5,500 items banned from import, ensuring assured orders for local manufacturers. IDEX, Innovations for Defense Excellence, supporting startups and MSMEs in defense R&D. Notable successes include indigenous drone systems by Sagar Defense Engineering. Defense corridors, industrial hubs in Uttar Pradesh and Tamil Nadu to strengthen supply chains. Corporatization of ordnance factories. In 2021, the Ordnance Factory Board was reorganized into 7 defense PSUs to boost efficiency. FDI reforms, up to 74% FDI via automatic route and 100% with government approval, aimed at attracting foreign tech and investment. India emerges as a defense export power. In FY 13-14, India's defense exports were just Rs 686 crore. Fast forward a decade and they've soared to a record Rs 23,622 crore in FY 2024-25, a 34-fold increase. Private sector dominance. Around 60% of defense exports now come from Indian private companies. Global buyers, over 100 countries including the USA, France and Armenia, import from India. high-profile deals. The export of BrahMos missiles to the Philippines was a landmark, with ongoing talks for exports of LCA Tejas fighter jets and the Akash missile system. Flagship projects show indigenous strength. Several indigenous defense projects are redefining India's military capabilities. LCA Tejas, a 4.5 generation fighter jet involving over 85 Indian private firms in its supply chain. The 1.1A variant is in final development, with first deliveries to the IAF expected by end of 2025. Work is also progressing on Tejas Mark II and the stealth AMCA Advanced Medium Combat Aircraft. INS Vikrant. Commissioned in 2022, it is India's first indigenously built aircraft carrier, showcasing domestic naval engineering prowess. Missile systems. India's missile arsenal, Agni, Prithvi, BrahMos and Astra, has become one of the most diverse globally. The Astra Mark 1 air-to-air missile was successfully launched from the Tejas jet, proving integration between indigenous platforms. Challenges remain, but direction is clear. Despite rapid progress, key challenges remain: dependence on imported engines, sensors, and critical tech components. Long development timelines for complex systems. Need to scale up manufacturing to meet both domestic and export demands. The government is tackling these through public-private partnerships, FDI liberalization, and a clear roadmap for technology transfer. Strategic autonomy on the horizon. India's transformation in defense is more than industrial. It's strategic. With robust policies, expanding capacity and growing global trust, India is not just reducing its dependency on foreign arms, it's becoming a serious player in the global arms market, offering quality, cost-effective alternatives and building long-term military diplomacy. From buyer to builder and now to global supplier, India's defense journey reflects its broader ambition to be self-reliant, secure and sovereign.
Owaisi condemns Pakistan Army Chief Asim Munir's remarks, demands political response from Modi government. AIMIM President Asaduddin Owaisi on Tuesday, August 12, 2025, condemned Pakistan Army Chief Asim Munir's fresh nuclear threat against India from US soil and said it deserves a political response from the Modi government. The Hyderabad MP said India being a strategic partner, this misuse of American soil is unacceptable to India and Indians. He demanded the central government must lodge their protest and raise the issue with the US strongly. Mr. Owaisi in a post on X said, Pakistan Army Chief's threats and language against India are condemnable. That he did this from the US soil makes it worse. It deserves a political response from the Modi government and not just the MEA statement. The AIMIM chief said, knowing what Pakistan's military designs are, India needs to modernize its armed forces. The low budgetary allocation for defense by the Modi government can't continue any longer. We need to be better prepared, he said. Field Marshal Munir's fresh nuclear threat against India reinforced the well-held doubts about the integrity of nuclear command and control in that country, where the military is hand-in-glove with terrorist groups and New Delhi will not give in to any nuclear blackmail, the Ministry of External Affairs MEA said on Monday. Nuclear saber-rattling is Pakistan's stock in trade, it said in its response to Munir's reported remarks from the US soil, and asserted that India will continue to take all steps necessary to safeguard its national security. It is also regrettable that these remarks were made from the soil of a friendly third country, it said in an apparent message to Washington.
Spy, DRDO guesthouse manager held. The intelligence wing of Rajasthan Police Tuesday arrested Mahendra Singh, manager of a guest house of Defence Research and Development Organisation (DRDO) near Chandan Field Firing Range in Jaisalmer, a week after he was detained on suspicion of spying for Pakistan's intelligence agency, the ISI. Officials said a joint interrogation at Jaipur by police and security agencies produced evidence confirming his role, leading to charges under Official Secrets Act 1923. IG Security Vishnukant said Singh, a resident of Almora in Uttarakhand, was passing sensitive information to his Pakistani handler. It came to light that he was providing details about visits of DRDO scientists and Indian Army officers to the Chandan Field Firing Range in Jaisalmer. He also passed on information about missile and other weapons testing, Vishnukant said. Singh was managing the guest house for the past 4 to 5 years. He is suspected of supplying data on strategic military operations.
Army soldier dies after slipping down slope in J&K. An Army soldier died after slipping down a slope during a routine patrol near the line of control in Uri sector of Jammu and Kashmir, officials said on Tuesday. Sepoy B. Anil of Maratha Light Infantry, while patrolling a border post, slipped and died on the spot on Monday, the officials said. They said the body of the 31-year-old soldier from Telangana was taken to Uri Sub-District Hospital for medico-legal formalities. Chinar Corps deeply regrets the loss of precious life of Braveheart Sepoy Banoth Anil Kumar while performing operational duty along the line of control in Baramulla district, Srinagar-based Chinar Corps posted on its X handle. Chinar warriors salute his immense valor and sacrifice, express deepest condolence, and stand in solidarity with the bereaved family, it added.